Welcome to Girls Gone Hallmark, a Hallmark review podcast. I'm Megan, and I'm a longtime Hallmark fan.
I'm Wendy. I'm a former Hallmark hater.
On today's episode, we are discussing Hope Valley 1874, Episode 2, which is exclusively streaming on Hallmark Plus. You should be following us on Instagram, friends. We are Girls Gone Hallmark. Also, if you want, not Hallmark, but still us, on TikTok, we are Megan and Wendy. And man, I'm just churning out the content over there.
Our name may be Megan and Wendy, but it's Megan.
Yeah, I mean, you could post stuff too.
I just don't.
I just don't want to. Well, I'm having a grand old time over there, so you should come follow us. It is not Hallmark at all. It's needlepoint and outfits and books. It's just a good time.
It's a good time.
I love it.
It's a good time on TikTok. I love TikTok. Love it. I love to consume it. I just don't like posting there. Hey, we would love your emails. You can send them to hello@girlsgonehallmark.com. I'm dying to know, are people watching Hope Valley 1874? Side note, we are really in the 1800s watching a lot of content right now. Think about The Way Home. That was in the 1800s, right? I couldn't tell you.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
What year was it? Do you remember?
No.
1874? Or is this? No, this is 1874. I have to look at the title every single time because of the 1874 on here. I'm like, where are we at? And then, of course, Megan and I are also reviewing in the Girls Gone Hallmark podcast feed The Count of Monte Cristo and The Forsytes, which are PBS masterpiece shows. The Count of Monte Cristo doesn't take place in the 1800s, but the Forsytes do.
It does it? I don't even know when it's set. I haven't even started.
Yes. Anyway, lots of period pieces. I want to know.
Are you watching it?
Are you watching Hope Valley? I'm curious because, Hallmark Plus has been a struggle for Hallmark to get off the ground. And was this the series that's bringing over all the When Calls the Heart people?
Excuse me. That's what I was thinking because we've had exclusive releases on Hallmark Plus before. But for the most part, they've been new, like Chicken Sisters. And you're trying to build a new audience and get people over there. Well, they don't have any attachment to that show. And then they tried, we're going to put The Way Home over there. And people went into an uproar because they were like, you can't take it away from us, which I understand. And so I think this was a good idea. Take that audience, but give them something new and try and drive them over there. I wonder if it's working.
I'm dying to know.
Let us know. Let's hear a synopsis for this episode.
Sure. When Tom refuses to provide lumber for the boarding house, Rebecca gets creative.
That's it, folks. Mike Grohl does return as director of this episode. His directing credits include, of course, When Calls the Heart and both installments of The Cases of Mystery Lane. For what it's worth, it does seem like this series will follow the one director per each pair of episodes.
Oh, nice. Elizabeth Stewart wrote the episode of Hope Valley 1874. Elizabeth Stewart wrote this episode of Hope Valley 1874. She has written on When Calls the Heart and also is the writer and creator of the series Guinevere Jones.
Donald Sayles joins the cast as Vince. Donald has 55 acting credits and will appear in the upcoming adaptation of Remarkably Bright Creatures. I cannot wait. His other appearance includes the series Maid as well as A Million Little Things.
Jedediah Goodacre plays Clayton. Jedediah has 36 acting credits, but these moms of Gen kids will recognize him as Chad Charming from the Descendants movies, which was a Disney project, right?
Oh, yeah.
I just remember my kid dressed up for Halloween as one of those
Mine did too.
Characters. He was also in both F, Marry, Kill and Mary F. Kill.
I don't know if those are both related, but he was in both of them.
Is one a sequel?
I don't know.
Are those horror movies?
I don't know.
Okay.
Chelsea Hobbs plays Peggy McCabe. Chelsea's Hallmark resume includes Dream Moms, The Holiday Sitter, and Navigating Christmas. She also appears in Unreal. Get out your Girls Gone Hallmark bingo cards.
I like Chelsea Hobbs.
Me too.
I remember her from Dream Moms. I don't remember her from The Holiday Sitter or this Navigating Christmas, but I like her. I'm glad that she's in this series. Brad Abraminko plays Nash McCabe. Among Brad's acting credits is the aforementioned F, Marry, Kill, as well as the Lifetime movie Amish Stud, the Eli Weaver story, starring
Luke McFarlane.
Luke McFarlane.
Grayson Maxwell Guernsey plays Lars Yost. We recently saw Grayson in The Stars Between Us, and he's a regular on Virgin River.
I don't know. You're going to have to read this.
Maitreya Scarwinner plays new mom Rachel Yost. Maitreya has been in Hallmark hits like One Bad Apple, a Hannah Swenson mystery, as well as Midlove Crisis. While we're talking bingo cards, you can mark the space for Once Upon a Time, since Maitreya appeared as Dorothy Gale. Ryan Robbins plays Archie Doyle, the prospector bumping heads with Tom Moore. Ryan has 159 acting credits. He'll appear in the reboot of Little House on the Prairie soon, and was recently in Accused, the Karen Reed story, as well as the CW series Riverdale.
I got to tell you, I'm really interested in the
Me too.
Little House reboot.
Coming soon to Girls Gone Hallmark.
I mean, how many period pieces, Girls Gone period pieces here? Because my goodness.
Let's take a quick break and we'll come right back with our first impressions. Hey, Wendy, what's your first impression of episode 2 of Hope Valley 1874?
I see the plan here. We're going to watch Tom and Rebecca disagree their way into love over the course of this series, aren't we?
Maybe. My first impression is I'm going to need someone to knit me one of those sweater vests that Hattie wears.
Don't they look like you would put your 6-shooter in it? You know
like a holster?
Yes, like a holster sweater.
First of all, I couldn't stop looking at them. They are one piece.
I know, and they button in the back.
I don't even think they don't button in the back. They're solid in the back.
I thought I saw buttons.
Maybe, well, she has multiple. Maybe one had buttons, but I was looking at it. I'm like, I think that's like an infinity piece. Like there's no start and no beginning to it. I'm into it. And I was like, it's pretty ingenious. Like they're not going to put her in a Patagonia vest out here. And it's cold.
It's cold.
And poor girl's got to wear a dress.
I wonder if the costumer made those, or if they found, commissioned somebody to make them. Very interesting.
I'm into it.
I noticed too. Especially, hear me out. If it's cold today in 2026 and you want to be layered, you could wear that under a jacket, but then still it's not bulky in the arms.
I know.
Right? Let's bring it back, maybe.
What did you like about this episode?
Okay, even though I'm complaining about it, I do like the Rebecca versus Tom a little bit. You know, we have Tom who's a little rough around the edges, but we also have Rebecca who's super guarded. And I think ultimately they're going to want the same thing, but I do like the Tom not being, he's kind of like get off my lawn sort of behavior. He's not happy about the changes that are coming to the area. And she's like, yo, I'm trying to make a living out here, and this is how I'm going to do it with all these prospectors who are coming here. Even though I don't really love the, I want to make a warm and cozy place. Girl, you're trying to make $1. That's what's happening.
Sure. So if I may, in the last episode, one of your wishes was, I'm going to need a little warmth from these people, because it's a lot of running up against a brick wall.
Yeah.
A lot of what are we doing? What have we done? I think we get that here. Now, the tension between Tom and Rebecca was almost starting to wear on me, because I was like, I don't want a whole season of this. I won't take your money. I won't give you lumber. Blah, blah. But then, first of all, when he eats the pie and he's obviously he doesn't say anything, but then he goes in and takes a second giant bite. I'm like, he likes her pie. He's accepting her.
Can I stop you there?
Talk about the way he's holding his fork?
Yes. It was giving a little Michael Rappaport.
I think it's intentional.
Okay.
I think I noticed it too. I think it's intentional because to me it speaks, you've seen Benjamin Ayers on a Zoom call. Man drinks out of a blender bottle.
Love you, Ben.
My point is, I think he's more refined than this.
Yes.
Because this was not a refined place. He's a rancher.
Yeah.
There's no school within 2 hours.
Sure.
I noticed it too. But I thought that grudging, all right, this woman has something to offer, silly as it may be in the form of a pie. But then he shows up for her at the end.
Yeah.
And is like, let me lend you a hand. There's that hint of acceptance and softening. We get that softening in a couple of other ways. Also at the end of the episode, people start being on Team Rebecca. Lars shows up with the lumber that was stolen.
Yes.
And he's like, I'll be back with more. There's a lot of hardship in Hope Valley, but we all needed this little bit of light and warmth, if you will. And finally, in the first episode, I said the relationship that I enjoyed the most was Hattie and Rebecca. That remains the relationship I'm enjoying the most. And it grows in this episode. Hattie gives Rebecca space to open up about how she's really feeling. She has to put on a real brave face and kind of be hard and tough with Tom and the prospectors, but Hattie lets her tell it like it is. And there's actual warmth when she shows up and they have tea and she's gotten the stove to work. I think we needed those elements of warmth in this episode.
Where'd she get those teacups in that kettle?
She brought them with her.
In the covered wagon?
Yeah, because even her daughter was like, oh, we're going to use our fine china. She brought it with her.
Oh, that's right. That is right. But that just seems like
Why else bring a
something-
covered wagon? What else is in there?
Need a clothes?
No.
No. That just seems like a lot of stuff to...
Their whole life is in that wagon.
I guess. I'm not ragging on Rebecca as the visionary. I like a woman who's doing the damn thing, and her and Hattie are.
Yeah.
I really like that a lot. You know, the boarding house isn't just like a roof for them. Like, it is a plan for their future, what she was running away from, and like creating something new for her and her daughter. I really like that. And then moving on to Hattie and Rebecca, I really enjoyed that tea conversation too, because they're talking about dreamers versus, you know, being practical. That's my takeaway from it. And, you know, Hattie's perspective was like, oh, I had a husband who was a dreamer, and then she has to be the flow, right? Like she's, you know, whatever. I thought Rebecca's perspective was touching, where she's like, that's what we want from our children, is to dream. We want them to go out and chase those things. And like, I don't think Hattie had gotten that perspective yet. And so when she's looking at her own daughter, Olivia, and then they have that great scene at the end, and she's like, if something presents itself, go after it. And I just loved that arc. Loved it.
Same.
Loved it. Speaking of, actually, we're not speaking of it, but I'm into this love triangle that is blossoming here between Olivia, Clayton, and my notes say the Mountie.
Constable Vaughn.
Yeah, I'm into it.
My heart breaks for poor little Clayton, because the fact that he is from here and works here, and this is likely his future, works against him in Olivia's eyes.
Totally fair.
For no reason other than she does not want to be from here. When she's like, you're from Toronto?
Yeah.
Like, stars in her eyes, and the constable doesn't need to do anything else but be exotic as far as Olivia's concerned.
Yeah. The best part of the episode was the end, when Constable Vaughn is writing his notes or letter back to whomever, and he's like, everything is fine here. Like, even all the, like, you know, the little, I'm not going to say riffraff, but like
the skirmishes they're having.
He's like, this is all like normal everyday stuff, but it is Rebecca Clark who has piqued my interest. And I was like, oh, now we're on to something.
Yeah. When he's like, what would cause her to move so far away? In that same vein, I like that we're building some tension between Rebecca and the law. This is the second episode in a row that Tom has hinted that he knows that she must be on the run. And he says, don't worry about the Mountie. If he were here for you, you would know it already.
Yeah.
And neither of them says anything else. She doesn't say, what do you know? Or she just leaves it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't push. But he said something similar in the first episode. And it's very interesting that he sees that in her, but isn't working against her in that way. You know, last week you asked me if there was a character that I was really into. And while I don't think there's a one single character that I'm into, after last week's introduction, what I thought would happen did happen. And instead we get a lot of new storyline openings. Like you said, the love triangle. We also have this very focused battle that Tom is having with Archie over who owns the land.
Yeah.
And then we have the women who are perhaps going to get a chance to learn to read, among other things. I think it's really interesting that the constable goes to Tom, and Tom's like, I own the land. I can tell him to get off. And he's like, under the law, you don't. Like, you need to apply for a patent showing that you own this land.
Yeah.
And Tom's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And I want to be like, yo, unless you have something to hide, you want all these guys to follow the rules.
Yeah.
You need to follow the rules
What's
too.
the story there, do you think?
Yeah, like, you're not above the law.
Yeah.
Don't be so difficult.
Yeah, totally. Totally. What do you think about the storyline of the McCabe's not knowing how to read, and then Tom goes to Rebecca and is like, hey,
Yeah.
this would be awesome if you could teach them how to read and write.
I mean, I liked it. I have some thoughts on, we'll talk about it, but I liked it. I thought it was really interesting how husband McCabe, whose name I can't think of at the moment, Nash maybe?
Sam, I think.
Sam's the son.
Oh, you're right. I don't remember.
Really pushes back against Peggy when she's like, our kids could have more than we had. And I don't know what's going on there. It's just a quick flash of an argument that we see. And I don't know if he's embarrassed or if what's the alternative, because there isn't a school for 2 hours. So what are they going to do? I don't know. But I honestly do like Tom stepping in and saying, like, there's an easy solution here.
Yeah. Yeah. I liked it too.
I feel like I saw that coming.
Yeah. Oh, well, it took me maybe a little bit longer to get there because I was like, oh, the daughter can't read because there's no school. But why didn't the mom teach her to read? Oh, because the mom doesn't know how to read either. Like, it took me a minute.
Yeah, I was surprised at the mom not knowing that when she says, like, oh, we'll leave the book with you. And she's like, oh, no, take it. And I was like, oh, mom can't read either.
Though I did notice in like the background, they had like some letters on the wall. I was like, who's reading those? I don't mean to be a jerk about it. It's just one of those things I noticed.
Yeah.
That's all. Maybe they were bills, but I don't know if bills come. I don't know.
Okay. Bills. It's their electric bill in the mail for them to light their wood stove. I have to tell you that when she was...
I'm an idiot. Sorry, guys.
No, because when she was like, the daughter's like, how are we going to get that stove to work? And she's like, oh, elbow grease. And I was like, but is there a gas line? Like, ugh. No, there is not.
Don't try to make me feel better.
No, I genuinely thought that. And I was like, they're going to put wood in there.
Look, guys, I would not survive in 1874, okay?
Me either.
I'm barely surviving in 2026. I don't know.
No. When they were sleeping in last week and when they were sleeping in that tent and the water starts dripping, I was like, I'm out. I'm so out. Get me out of here. I would have never been the woman who's like, yeah, we're going to sleep in our tent and not... When they go to the prospectors camp and that woman is raising her baby in the tent, I'm like, I can't. This is not, I was not meant to live an uncomfortable life.
And it was cold too.
I know. But she's like, when can we move in? I was like, oh God, just let her move in and sleep in the corner, please. She needs to get her baby out of this camp.
Okay, I have a question for you. So like when Rebecca goes to the prospectors camp, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, those are my shutters and that's the wood from my like whatever. It was kind of like the moment in high school when like you have the big monologue and then like the kids start like slow clapping. Like that's what I thought was going to happen there. I was a little bit surprised that everybody's like, GTFO.
Yeah.
Megan just showed me middle fingers, guys. I was kind of surprised that like I thought she gave it a very impassioned speech. Like she's like, I'm trying to make something for you guys here.
Yeah, these men were not going to bow down to this little lady. There's no
Did
way.
I say impassioned? That's not an actual.
That's a word. Good job.
Okay.
You want to talk wishes?
I do. I need more clarity on Rebecca's past. Look, I know I keep saying like,
Yeah.
don't hit me over the head with it, but give me something.
Yeah, I don't want to wait all season.
I don't want to wait all season. Here we know she has a husband or had a husband named Jim and that their life was not terrible.
No, and he still loves her, right? Like their relationship didn't end badly other than that he died because he's like, I'm proud of you. You're doing it in her dream sequence.
Right.
She wasn't scared of him when she finds him.
Right. In the first episode, because remember I talked about, I thought it was a bruise on her face, but it was probably just dirt. I thought she was like scared of the husband, was running from him, but
that
now
does not seem to be the case.
That's not tracking here. So that's okay. But it's leading into a bigger mystery. Like, does he have a very wealthy family that wants control of her child. I don't know. Like, what's the story? Give me something. What is she running from? Why is she scared of the police? Because the police wouldn't make her go back to a place that she left unless like she did something.
I mean, I don't know. Would they? I don't know.
I mean, did women in 1874 have like free will to do whatever they
Have
wanted
agency?
to do? Yeah.
No?
So,
I mean, I don't know. Like, we're seeing strong women here, but I don't know how much agency these women would have had.
Yeah. My next wish is he gets there a little bit, like you said, at the end, but Tom needs to smooth out his resistance a little bit. Like, I get the perspective that he wants to protect his land, right? Like, he doesn't want these people coming in and trying to, like, find gold on his land or ruin his land or steal from him or whatever. He's just so rigid sometimes.
He is rigid, for sure.
It's okay. Like, I don't hate it. I need him to be a little more likable for me to fall in love with Tom Moore. Mm-hmm. That's all.
I feel like Rebecca is being pulled in perhaps too many different directions at this point. She has medical knowledge and will likely be called upon again in the future. I'm actually surprised she hasn't yet. She delivered that baby. She's teaching Jenny and Peggy to read, which is this going to turn into more of a school situation, or is this going to be a one-off? I mean, maybe she'll teach Jenny and Peggy to read, and then Peggy will be able to carry that on because this woman cannot run a school and then also renovate and run a boarding house. That's a full-time job because she, I assume, plans on offering meals, and she's going to need to be in charge over there, as well as being a single mother and raising a child on the frontier. Life is not easy. So there's a lot that she's being asked to do.
I'm kind of into watching Rebecca like DIY this boarding house.
Me too.
I don't know why, but I can't wait to see like the big reveal that it's like, I like a before and after.
Me too. The fireplace in the corner and the comfy chairs. And
where's she going to get all that stuff though?
I don't know. Vince.
I guess. But she's like, I got to fix the roof. I was like, are you going to be up there on that roof? With the hammer and the nails doing
I don't know. She was outside splitting logs to turn into lumber for her floor.
True.
No, maybe the prospectors are going to help.
Oh, that would be interesting. Do you have any more wishes?
That's it.
I just have one sticking point. It is the dialogue again. I'm noticing it in this episode too. Like Rebecca's dialogue is just different from everybody else's.
I'm going to have to pay closer attention to that in future episodes.
Maybe it's a me thing.
Perhaps. Or maybe it's intentional to make her stand out as a city girl.
That too.
Who has more education than the majority of these people.
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. Did you see that?
I have two things.
Let's hear it.
The first thing is, and I noticed it in the costuming in this episode, I need to know what is happening in the skirt situation with like the volume and the structure. Like it cinches in at the waist and then it goes real voluminous.
Yeah, they're wearing something
what's underneath there?
I don't know. It's like a bump thing that they wear underneath.
But
Did you notice like Rebecca's thing is like over her butt?
Yes, but what was the purpose of that?
Oh, I think it's just fashion.
Of the 1874s?
I mean,
I'm like, what's under there? A metal, like, dress form?
The bump or structural fullness under a skirt is called a bustle, a padded undergarment or wire frame used to create fullness and support the drapery at the back of the skirt just below the waist. Popular in the 19th century, designed to prevent heavy fabrics from dragging and to make the waist appear smaller. Man, women can't catch a freaking break.
Seriously.
Creating a dramatic S-curve silhouette.
As I'm splitting logs in the back in my metal dress.
Let her wear pants.
My gosh, look at me in my pants.
Look at me in my pants.
Great
My
line.
mom used to tell me that, they weren't allowed to wear pants to school. And when it would rain, she and her friends would all call each other and be like, are you going to wear jeans? Are you going to wear jeans? Because it was raining and that was the only reason they could.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. She's like, they can't give all of us detention.
My other did you see that was a funny one. I loved when they're in the trading post and Olivia is talking with Clayton and Constable Vaughn And Hattie's just in the back watching dusting. I was like, such mom energy there. I loved it. Like wide-eyed, like what's happening here? Like she knows what's happening. I loved it. It was like just a little something that made me laugh.
I have just one to just see that. And that is, as I was watching the show, my husband walked through the room and saw Benjamin Ayres on screen. He goes, looks like Carl, by which he means Radke from Summer House. And
Ayres does not look like Carl Radke.
No, it was the scruff.
But I'm telling you, if there is a movie version of Summer House, maybe Ayres could play Radke. Can you see Ayres as like the
Reformed drug addict?
Mid 2000s F-boy? Yeah. Guys, I'm in the mix. Yeah.
Y'all, this was episode 2 of 8. We'll be back next time with more reviews. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Bye.
All right, friends, before we go, just a quick heads up. You're about to hear some ads. These little gems help us keep the show running and the Hallmark love flowing. So do with that info what you will. Grab a snack, hit the skip button, or maybe, just maybe, listen in and discover your new favorite product. Bye.